Hello there and welcome to a new video. Lately I have not been uploading many videos and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was due to me not feeling well at all. Like my anxiety and my depression had been really bad for me. This morning I woke up and I got an ask on Tumblr, and that ask said, I stumbled upon your channel. I suffer from social anxiety, anorexia and depression as well as suicidal thoughts. Non-professionally diagnosed. We both share the love of writing. I connect to you so much. Thank you so much for your YouTube videos. Even though I have no one to talk to, your videos help me so much. And this message kind of woke me up. It kind of reminded me of the reason why I started this channel. As soon as I read the message, I felt so much happiness, and I remembered you started this channel because you wanted to help people that might feel the same as you do sometimes. You started it to build like a place for people that have nowhere to go to, and for them to feel kind of like having a feeling of hope, of a feeling of home, of being understood. Something that I needed sometimes as well during my depressed phases, because I know how this feels. This kind of reminded me of why I started this channel in the first place. I started it to help people, to when they have nowhere to go to, that they at least have some place where they can feel understood. I realized this morning that for you to feel understood and to kind of feel like you're not alone, I need to open up as well. Like, I've been getting lately in the mood of hiding again. This is something we all do, especially when we struggle with depression or anxiety. So I decided to step out and give you a little life update and tell you why I've been feeling so bad lately and what's been going on. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you about what happened to me, so if you're interested in that, just keep watching. Grab yourself some nice cup of tea, some snacks, and feel comforted in this video. I do know that I have some depressed phases from time to time, and I do know that they get worse during winter times. So I've been getting in one of those phases in again, and I've been working for 9 days in a row, so that kind of kept me going like a machine. So I was focused on working, I gave my everything in work, and after that I just didn't feel like doing anything, like sleeping. And now that today is my second day, I have free. And I will be having free for today, tomorrow and Monday. So 3 more days. And yesterday, the first time I had free, I fell down in the hole. Like, it was coming all the time and I knew it, but I did not do anything about it. So I just laid in bed yesterday the whole day and I felt so bad. Like, I felt all the signs of depression I feel sometimes. I felt hopeless. I felt like there's no sense in life. I had all those thoughts. I had those thoughts of why am I being here? What am I doing? All of that. And this has been going on for a few days. Last night I went out and it was so hard for me to go out. I remember last evening my mom was like, you should go out, and all of my friends were out and we were all like excited to go out, and I was like, okay, I need to do this, I need to see some of my friends again. I've been avoiding them for like 2 weeks now that I haven't seen them. I remember I changed 3 times, so I changed into the clothes of going out and then I was like, I can't do it. I changed back into my sweatpants and laid in bed, and I was like, no, you need to go out, you already said that you're going. So I changed again. And then I was standing in front of the mirror and I felt so much anxiety. I felt like I can't have anyone seeing me, like I look so disgusting, I don't even know how to do it. I was feeling like my anxiety was so high. But yeah, eventually I made it. I went out. And it was the best decision I could have made for myself. It helped me so much. I felt so happy, like sincerely happy. And it was hard being out and I had my moments. But then I had a good long talk with my best friend and that helped me so much. Now we come to the point. What's been going on lately? So I planned on filming this video for weeks now, and I even filmed it once, and I still have the video material, and I was always like feeling this is not right, like something about this is not, doesn't feel like I'm being honest, and I want this to be honest and real. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until the right moment comes and until I'm really over it, and then I'm gonna film it. So this is what today is. In some of my last videos I mentioned my breakup. I mentioned it shortly, I mentioned that there was something. I know that so many people struggle with heartbreak and the loss of someone important, and for me this changed my life so much. Like, it turned my world upside down. And I've always, and I feel like I've been soul searching so much since then, and I've had those kind of phases and those kind of phases, but I couldn't find a close to it. And now I feel like I'm finally having this closure, and that I'm finally ready to step out and to forget this kind of my past. Not forget it, but to have it be a part of my past. So yeah, I figured it's time for you to share the breakup story and to show you what I learned from it and what you can learn from it as well if you're going through something similar right now. My ex-boyfriend and I, and we will call him John for the sake of this video, because John does not know about my YouTube channel and I don't want him to be somehow mentioned without him knowing that I even do those kind of videos. So we call him John. John and I have been best friends since we were younger, like I believe 13, 12, something like that. And that's when we kind of been best friends. And we've been in romantic relationships for more than 3 years. I was 14 still and he was 15 then. And this relationship was a relationship full of ups and downs that influenced my life a lot. He was a big part of my life. We were in the same school, we were growing up, we were going through puberty and all of this crap that you go through while you're growing up. So he became a really big part of my life, and I was so close to him. And after I graduated, I went to America for 6 weeks. I've always been so afraid of going anywhere alone or doing stuff alone, or even going like grocery shopping or to the bank alone and all of that. Like, this was some big part of my anxiety. And this was one point I've always felt so attached to my ex-boyfriend, because I felt like I needed him for going through life and all of that. So while I was in America all alone, I changed. I was there like half the world away from my friends, my family, from everyone, from my comfort zone, and I changed so much. I grew so much more comfortable and self-conscious, and I think it's normal. It was an important part of me growing up. I realized that I can do all of that on my own, that I don't need anyone, that I'm fine with having myself. And this was some part of how I detached from him in some part. And it's kind of always hard to see the person you are with in a relationship changing. And I believe he recognized it, but was that he got scared a little bit. So that was it, and we've been fine through the time I was there. There were no big arguments or anything. And then I came back here. And I remember I was so overwhelmed with being back in Germany and with like having all those experiences and America still in my mind. And 2 days after I arrived here, my work, my free voluntary year started. So I've been kind of trying to focus on that and to adapting to the new situation that it was for me, because like if you go straight from school and then you go to working, it's so different. Like, you work for 9 hours a day, you're so tired after it. And I remember I came back here and I wanted to see at least my friends that I had missed so much. I needed to focus on work, I wanted to sleep, I was jet lagged. Like, all of that was for me going around in my mind, and I felt the change I've been going through. I kind of felt, I don't know, I want to say detached from him, but different. I remember that he wanted to see me every single day since I was back, and that I didn't have the nerve for it. Like, I didn't feel the need to see him every single day. I felt the need to have some time for myself, to be able to see my friends and all of that. Now, when I'm thinking back on it, I do understand him. Like, I can understand how he must have felt, like missing me and finally having me back, and then being so scared of why I've changed and how I've changed and all of that. But at that point, I did not see it. I remember I was sometimes just annoyed. Like, I wanted to go out with friends, and of course I told him I'm going out tonight. And like, I never was able to say him, but I want to see my friends alone, so he was always with me. Like, as soon as I told him I'm going out, he said, yeah, when you're going, I'm coming. Oh my god, and I remember I was annoyed, simply. But I knew that I still loved him, but I just knew that I needed some time to come home here. For me, I kind of had the thoughts in my mind that he would go to university and maybe we could move in together and all of that. But I didn't speak it out loud because for me it was something natural. I was sure that we would be together, but I was wrong. So I didn't see anything really wrong in the relationship. And then we had a small argument. Like, at least this was a small argument for me. And then he wrote me that he wanted to meet in the city, and I thought, yeah, we're gonna work things out. Maybe I can explain to him a little bit more how I feel and that I don't want to hurt him. Like, and then we were sitting there at our place that we were many times, and he just said that he was not happy anymore and that he needs to kind of open a new chapter in his life. And I remember that I couldn't believe what I just heard. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, I could not believe it. But I was thinking, maybe he wants to hear something. Maybe he wants to hear me saying, I love you, I don't want that, I want to spend time with you. But then he said a sentence that was something like, and I know you're not the kind of person to fight now, because this is not why I'm saying it because it's over for me. And I remember when he said it, every sentence I had in my head, I just was like, okay, like, this is not about me anymore, this is about him. Like, there's no way I could say anything to hold him here because he was simply not happy anymore. I remembered that really rationally in my mind. I was like, okay, you're not gonna make the situation worse for him or you. So I was like, I don't know how. I seriously don't know how I did it. I was just sitting there then, and I was like calm, and I said, I understand you and you have to do what's best for you. And like, I said this, and and then it was over. After this breakup, I felt the first, I say, 1 to 2 weeks, I felt miserable. Like, I was not really able to cope with it, and to that I have to say that this was not the first time we had broken up. So I kind of knew how I reacted, and I knew many mistakes I did after breakups. But in the first 1 to 2 weeks, I could not, I was not able to apply everything I had learned. So I began doing my old mistakes. I tried to ease that feeling of being hurt and being left with another boy. Pretty soon after I did that, I realized that this was wrong, that I have done this so many times before and that this was not the right thing to cope with. I then closed the contact with this boy and I said, no, like, this is not possible for me right now. I still love my ex-boyfriend and I'm not ready to commit to anything new, and I felt good doing it. And then I kind of changed. Like, I was like really reflecting on myself. I was like wow, like, I'm going through so much pain and confusion and everything is new. Like, I should really do it right this time. So I allowed myself to grieve, and I allowed myself to do what felt good, but not like felt superficially good, like boys or stuff like that, or even partying. Like, I didn't even needed to go out, and I kind of realized that I was getting fine with it. Still, in the back of my mind, there was kind of the feeling like that this was not the end, because For me, like I said, it was very sudden and I did not understand it at all. And I was confused, and because for me this was like not a reason to break up, and I was like, yeah, maybe he needs time and I want to give him that time. And for the first time ever after we broke up, I did not feel any feeling of anger. I did not feel the need to talk any single bad word about him. Like I had no bad feeling towards him, just like pure love. And I remember I was hoping every day that he just is fine. And this was something very new, and the story kind of took a turn, which got me out of balance. So this was the first time I really felt pain and that I really felt, okay, it's over now. So I knew the day he started university. I think it was like 1 month after the breakup, something like that. And I remember the day I was like, oh my god, it's so exciting. Like I was so excited for him. It was like he starts university and we've been talking about it for years and years since we are younger. And it's like such a big step. We did not have any contact until that point. Like we did not even see each other. Like we were like dead. And I remember the day was like, okay, like whatever, but this is so important for him. I did not think anything. I just was like, I'm gonna wish him good luck. And that's all I did. I wrote him, hi, I wish you the best for your future and for going to university. I'm excited for you. I hope it will turn out fine. I did not think much of that message. Like I did not even expect him to answer me. I just wanted him to know that I'm supporting it because that's what I was. So, oh my god, I was out with a friend that day and then he answered me. And guys, like changed my whole view on this boy. Like I've been so kind after the breakup and I just wanted him to feel good. And like even when he broke up, like all I thought during him breaking up was how to make it more easy. And he answered me so much crap. Like he answered me like a whole text and I was like, what on earth? And it was just intended to hurt me. Like it didn't even hurt me because I remember like I deleted all of our chat and the number, so I am not able to look after it and I don't even remember much of it, but I just remember I was there and I was reading it and I started laughing. I was like, oh my god, like I was like, I can't believe it, like I'm done, like oh my god. He was saying the meanest things you can imagine. Like everything was just intended to hurt me. Like this was just like a text which was a whole text of lies that I am not really sure if he lied to me or even if he was lying to himself and he believed what he wrote. He just intentionally tried to hurt me. He was like, I want you out of my life, you're so disgusting, like stuff like that. And I read it and I was like, how could I have ever loved such a mean person? Like I felt disappointed in him and I did not answer mean. Like I was there and I was like, okay, like this boy is seriously struggling with himself. Like I did not know what was going on, like if he had stuff in his family or anything like that. But I was just like answering him calmly. I was like saying something like, okay, like I understand you, I'm sorry if I hurt you, I still love you, but I now understand that you don't want me in your life anymore. Like that was it for me. And yeah, after that it was like I woke up. I was like, how can I spent every day thinking just that he's maybe fine and searching excuses for him for why he broke up with me. And like even after this bad message, I searched still for excuses like why he would try to hurt me. I was like, everyone I showed the message to was like, oh my god, like if you ever see him, you wanna punch him, you wanna kill him. Like my friends were like hype. They were like super hype. And I was still trying to find excuses. Like I was like, no, like he's struggling with himself. Like he's not thinking about hurting me. Like I don't know. And after that, I expected myself to be now angry on him or to feel like that what you sometimes feel after a breakup, that anger and that hate, and nothing of it happened. I think there was the point that I realized why he really broke up. So like after that, I remember that I put everything on myself and I was like, oh my god, I have been the worst girlfriend ever, and I thought about every mistake I did and I was like, oh my god, everything's my fault and all of that. Until I realized that none of it had to do with myself. That yes, I had done mistakes in the past of our relationships, which are long ago, and he had done some really bad things as well. So I knew like, no, like I came to the realization that I did nothing in the end wrong. Like I did not break up. I was the one who contacted him again and I was being nice, and it was solely his decision to end this. Like it was not on me anymore, that I had no responsibility of how we would go on. Like the decision was just taken out of my hand, and this was such a freeing feeling. And I realized he broke up with me not because of something I've done, like that I didn't want to see him every single day after I came back, but that he had broken up because he needed time for himself. He went to university, he wanted to experience maybe the single life that we never had because we've been together throughout our like time growing up. I don't know, like this realization helped me so much with the breakup, and it took me a long time to understand it, that sometimes there's nothing for you to do, but it's his decision, and sometimes people need their time and they need their time without you, and there's nothing you can change about it. Yeah, I would say for the first time in my life I've dealt right with a breakup, and I deleted him from my every social media I had because I didn't want to stalk him, and I even deleted everything we had, and so he was not able to see what I'm doing, and like he doesn't know about his channel, so that I just could go on with my life without having him in my head, without thinking, wow, he's gonna see this and he's gonna see what I'm doing. I realized it's okay to be alone, and it took me a long time to figure that out. And like I made a tattoo, I made second holes in my ear, and I'm meeting so many new people and going out with them and making new experiences, and I'm growing and I'm getting into meditation, and you know, all of that is like so new, but I'm like, you know, like he left me no chance other than moving on. And this is what made me move on in the right way. Like when I'm having phases of grieving, I cry, and this happens I think once a week only, now that I feel sad about it. And the rest of the time it's like a feeling of, I don't know, like we had a beautiful time for me, and I would have stayed with him. I would have imagined us marrying, I would have imagined us moving in together, and I would have done anything, like I would have changed for him, or I don't know, been more understanding and all of the mistakes I had done in the past. But I did not learn that until now that we broke up. Like, still in my mind I have that feeling that I deserve an excuse from him, like this did not leave, but I'm fine without an excuse as well, because I kind of figured out myself that it's just him having problems with himself, and he's probably not happy with himself and searching for his own way in life. And maybe that's what he has to do now. Maybe he has to make all of those experiences of the single life, and that it's not as glamorous as you might think it is. And this is kind of how I found peace within all of that, even though it was unfair towards me in every sense, and even though that I had searched for so long in the mistakes that I made. Yeah, so I think this was an important thing in moving on and in changing so much. It just led me to soul searching, to stepping out. And this is something you should do too. Like, if someone is mean towards you, it's not something you did. It's something they are struggling with themselves, and they need you as their catalyst for their feelings. This was what I was for him. He was unhappy with himself, and he let all of this, he wanted to put it on me. Don't let that put on you. Yeah, I know breakups are hard, and I'm not saying that I'm over it now. For me, still, I'm like, I know that I loved the person he was. I'm not sure I would even like the person he is now, but I don't know anything about him. I don't know where he lives. I don't know if he still goes to university. He's like a stranger now, and it's weird. That's what's been going on, and this is a long video. And I had to learn a lot. I had to go through a lot to come to this point I'm now. And I believe that finding peace is achievable for every one of us, no matter what the circumstances are, because I myself found peace in this situation, and I wish that this shows you that We all struggle with stuff, but it's not always bad. Like, it's mostly a lesson, even though you maybe don't want to learn that lesson. This is all I have to say. This is a lot confusing stuff I put in this video, but I thought I want to open up. And yeah, so this is me, this is what my life has been. I'm moving on, I'm changing a lot. You will see it throughout the videos, and it's crazy that it's kind of on YouTube now that I'm going through so much changes, and I love it. And yeah, if you are interested in some more, just subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching this video. I wish you all an amazing day. Be happy and be safe. Bye.